Yes, Virgil is a big scary dog. People are terrified of him, especially when he's walking
Why?
around in a bright, colorful, striped hoodie with a turtleneck.
I was gonna say he a pupper. He a big
Yes,
puppy.
yes. Uh, he got a lot of attention today on his morning walk or on his long walk. We went down to the park. Like a couple of older couples, kind of like stopped where they're at and waited for us to get up to them so they could pet him. Uh,
Aw.
he had his long turtleneck, so it kind of like went up over his ears and just barely in front of his eyes. Yeah. But I can also see when parents are, or like when people are afraid or concerned about him because they will like there's always like that moment of recognition where they will almost stop and turn around or deviate well off of whatever path they were on.
It's like he a puppy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
More the puppy.
Okay. Picking up from last time. Where'd it go? We'll jump forward a couple hours since you guys are doing your healings.
It's like, yes. Do we want to tell Skip that we're actually playing?
I suppose.
Oh,
We
shoot.
probably should. It would be like the teamly thing to do.
Oh.
Okay, I don't know why. Huh. The
man.
last healing I did was meant to top off Killian, but for some reason it applied it to me.
Fixed it.
There we go. Thank you.
For whatever reason, my streaming mode didn't kick on. Enable. There we go. Otherwise, I hear like the Discord beeps in the background. I don't want that. All right. Picking up from last time. You guys went down to the Temple of Vergothoa, Sani's de facto base. She pretty quickly recognized, like, you guys aren't the regular inspectors. Oh, you guys also dealt with a zombie chul, which might have been harder. I don't know if I would say it was harder than the actual fight, but it was a tough fight against that chul.
It was harder than I expected.
Mm-hmm,
It was not the most pleasant of experiences. It was, in fact, not the most fun I've had with my clothes on.
But you dealt with the chul, went in. Sani recognized pretty quickly that you're not the correct inspectors, so she dealt with you guys.
We dealt with her.
This is true.
Although we were
mutual
technically
dealing.
inspectors, you know.
Mhm.
It's not like we were lying.
No, you guys were like legitimate inspectors. Yes. She just didn't.
Not the ones that she wanted.
Yeah, pretty much.
She did not recognize our authority.
You were not the normal inspectors, and yeah, you can go away. And she did that. She went to leave. You guys managed to stop her. Thank goodness. Because that could have been very bad.
It's like, do we want to know
Yeah,
how
I don't
bad
know.
that could have been?
Out of meta-wise, she was going to go get her husband. She was a tough fight by herself. Well, technically, kind of by herself. She had a couple of crocodile ghouls with her that you guys had to deal with. And the meat guardians, the Ergothoan meat guardians helped you out. They kind of dealt with the crocodiles while you guys dealt with Sani. But she was no pushover even on her own.
I think she was easier than the other one, though.
You guys took out Iron Tavia pretty quickly. It was the house that wrecked you guys.
Yeah.
I wasn't there for the actual Tavia fight either. So
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was, her house kicked our ass.
Yeah, the house and the fireplace. Woo!
Yeah. Oh my god.
Yeah. Yeah, that fireplace. That fireplace was rough. Uh,
Did we do the thing for my thing yet?
Not yet. We're just getting started now.
Okay.
Patience.
I didn't know. I didn't know what you guys got done while I was off the phone. Or I was on the phone.
Wait,
That's all.
Mostly we're waiting for you.
Basically.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Shot the shit.
I got a buddy that doesn't text, but he likes to call randomly, and when you get on the phone with him, it's usually gonna be like an hour conversation.
Yuck. Yeah.
Ew.
Yeah. I keep trying to tell him, man, just text me. Like I'm horrible as a phone friend.
If it's important, yes, call me. Otherwise, I'll get to it. Anyway, after the fight, we kind of fast forward, made a couple of rolls. You guys did a quick exploration of the temple. For the most part, you've pretty well cleared out Sani and her presence from the temple. You found her logbook, a couple other items, some potions. You found Nepenthe's ring, I think it was, in a sarcophagus.
Oh yeah, that we have to bring
Yeah, her
back to the-
heartstone. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I would say getting back up to, or getting back onto land, or leaving this place, getting onto land. There would probably be a little bit of oh, that's all of. That's weird. Okay. You guys would probably pretty quickly see the results of your work. Now that Sani's gone and dead, any deals she had active or going are terminated, essentially. So now there's there was the lady that said Sani took all memory of her husband from her. And, the guy that's been following her around is her husband. She starts to recognize him now. They start to recognize each other. There's couples that recognize their children. Stopping over by the Builders League. What the heck was his name?
Bob.
Stana Keystone, the Grandmaster of the Builders League, was taking care of her son, who was cursed by Sani.
Oh, right.
He's starting to feel better. Seeing all of that, and the city or the town realizing, oh, it was you guys that did that. Gren probably has a little bit of a crisis of faith, because one of his big things is he can't be he's not even supposed to be a beacon of hope for other people. And now he's done exactly that.
He's made a whole town happy. Oh no.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
He's gonna get whipped so good.
So, yeah, you'll probably see him I don't want to. I don't want to try to do an impression of him because I can't. He'll probably give a little bit of a concerned look, and he's gonna let you guys know he has to go make amends. He has to go make atonement. That's what it is. Is being a champion. If he goes too hard, if he breaks his, anath, or it breaks his edicts, that's what it is. He can actually essentially be ousted from the church if it's found out that he was a hero. People are looking up to him. If he goes against the church doctrine, he can be excommunicated. So he's going to go deal with that.
Just like that.
You guys have the necklace. Well, I guess you have choices. What do you want to do? You've got the necklace. You've got the business logs, and just kind of generally around town. Oh, if you mention it to Stana, or if she catches wind of it, she'd offer double for that, or not double, but she would offer more for that business log than Gishkar wants, or Gishkar will give you.
Does she say why?
She can use it to rebuild and reestablish the Builders League in Sallowshore. Essentially, she plans to use the information to, for political purposes. She'll pay you. Gishkar will pay you 150 for it. She'll pay you 200.
I imagine, given that we have ties to the Builders League, that's probably not the worst move.
Yeah, I was
don't
going
think
to say, I suspect Rodolph would be
Flip side,
inclined to do that.
if you give it to the Builders League, you do take a hit with the Export Guild. But if you give it to the Export Guild, you don't take the same hit to the Builders League. Because it was already promised. You get more pay, but you take a hit.
And in practical terms, what is our status with these various guilds actually
Let's see.
do for us?
Later on, you can start calling in favors and stuff.
Okay.
With the Builders League, you are currently... You're in, like, the liked range. You're at the upper liked. So, like, you can... If you were in a sizable town, you could call in, like, minor favors.
We have a bed for the night if we need it, kind of thing.
Yeah, that kind of stuff. Like, yeah, you can... You've got room, or you've at least got room, if not board. You can get simple things, small repairs, stuff like that into your gear. You're liked.
Are we allowed to ask how much it will increase and what benefits that might bring us? Or is that a bit too meta?
Let me look. Let me see if it tells me.
Or conversely, can we only give it to one person?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can't slip her some of the info
Mm-mm.
and give the actual physical thing to Gishkar.
Right, because she plans to use it for extortion, and he plans to essentially use it for retribution. Like, he plans to hand it up her
to work together.
in this in Geb.
Yeah, no.
Look, don't ask, don't get.
Remember what happened with the bank?
Yes, however, was that the same two parties?
Mm-mm.
I know it was the
No,
Builders
that
League,
was
but
It was Builders League and tax collectors.
tax collector.
yeah, well, tax collectors are evil on a whole extreme that even Roger, the other person's face wearing bullshit, he's not about.
Let's see.
That's justifiable.
Meta-wise, you'll get 2 reputation. You'll get 2 rep points either way. If you give it to Stana, you'll get an extra 50 gold, but you'll take a point hit to the Export Guild. But you will still get the 2 reputation points with the Builders League.
And if we go the other way,
You get 2 points with the Export Guild. You don't lose any with the Builders League, but you don't get the same cash pay.
I mean, we have enough cash. I don't really think the 50's worth.
No, taking
Yeah,
a
and
hit,
we haven't.
someone's not gonna do.
Yeah, and we haven't had a chance to do anything with the Export League before, so
Not yet, yeah. And they're basically they're kind of like They're a little bit like the Teamsters.
What?
At least in the U.S., the Teamsters Union, where like
It's a
they handle
union.
transportation.
Trucks.
Yeah. Teamsters in the U.S. is like truck drivers and semi drivers.
Lorry
Okay.
drivers.
I knew that much. Look, we've got funny looking trucks. Leave us alone.
The Export Guild would also handle overseas and a lot of that stuff. Any of your shipping ports they would handle.
Roger's vote would be to keep the original deal. They, as far as he's concerned, we made a deal. There's no point in reneging on it and giving it to the person.
Yeah, if it's like 50 gold, it's like not really worth it.
Okay.
It probably is worth it, but Roger is an honest monster.
Well, and Rodolph isn't here. Sorry, Rodolph. Because he's the one who would care the most, I think.
Given the way Rodolph's been played, even though he does have ties to the Builders League, he has also been like, no, we made a deal. We follow the deal.
Yeah.
The deal is the deal.
Yes.
Contract is a contract.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I would actually say, let me see. Yeah, that would actually, because he's also he hasn't shown himself to be especially devout, but he is kind of a follower of, I think, Mephistopheles. Yeah. So it's very much like you do not break deals.
Okay. So we'll give the record to Gishkar and the ring back to our vampire buddy.
Oh, let's see. Garden party. Heading back to Tobias. Tobias wasn't going to give you gold. He was going to give you a necklace of fireballs.
Please tell me that works the same as the one in D&D.
Pretty close. It's a first tier necklace of fireballs, a level 5 item. It's got 1 gem that deals 6d6 fire and 2 gems that deal 4d6 fire. So you can take any of these gems, kind of break them off, toss them. Fireball. So it's very similar to the D&D one. Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
Your toss can place the center of the fireball anywhere within 70 feet. 70. And it doesn't specifically say what the radius is. I'm guessing a 20-foot radius.
No, is there any kind of like check to throw it in a spot you're wanting to, or is it just
activate, interact, effect, detach a sphere, use an interact action with the ranged trait, detonates as a fireball where it lands.
Pretty much does it what it says.
So
Your
you're not
toss
worried
can
about-
place the center. Yeah. Yep.
They're like, oh man, if I crit fail this, it's drop it.
No.
It's the
Okay.
same as a cast. It just goes where we tell it to.
Yeah, it's just instead of like a cast a spell, it's a ranged throw.
Okay.
Yeah. So get that out of there. Okay.
Uh,
Alternatively, you could also sell that necklace and skip the fireballs.
yeah,
just
but that
sell
sounds
the
like a lot
ring.
of fun.
Exporters Guild gets you
Trusted
2
with-
points. Tax collectors, you were at 0. You're at 3.
3 positive or 3 negative?
3 positive.
Oh, nice.
You were at 0. So, before you hand over that log, there is mention that like there was a small segment of her supplies going to Pagked, or that they had recently changed to go to Pagked, to another, presumably another sister or another coven member. So that was also in Iron Tavia's book too. So it's presumably your next destination.
I didn't know whether we needed to go and check in with the Bloodlord before doing that.
She's still off in Eled. As far as you know, you guys haven't been back to town yet. So.
Is it the same direction or the opposite direction?
Well,
Because, I mean, if we're heading that way anyway, a few day detour to update her.
you guys are in Salashore right now.
And the other
Pagked-
one was like the other way, right?
Yeah, because you were in Iron Tavia's cottage, and you had a choice to go to Pagked or Salashore.
Right.
So you went Grey Dirge to Iron Tavia. Iron Tavia. You could go to Salashore or Pag. They're about the same distance. You went to Salashore. Now, between Iron Tavia's logs and now Sani's logs, Pagked is the other, or the third leg of this table. There's material coming from Pagked.
And so this is more of that same paste, or this is where Sani was sending it?
So far, it's been Iron Tavia had one piece of material. I think it was Brain Grit. I'm not sure. Iron Tavia had one material. Sani had another material,
Okay,
and
then
there's
they
a
were
third
both
material coming from
sending it
Pagked. Yeah.
Pagked. Okay.
So no matter which avenue was chosen, there was still a long haul to the final one either way.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Now you're in a spot. Let's see, from Salashore, straight line. 300 miles.
Hmm.
300 miles straight line.
As the crow flies.
Mm-hmm. However,
What are the travel options? Like we just hiked, right? From Iron Tavia
no,
to Salashore.
from Iron Tavia's place,
No, we did that
Mystic Carriage.
ritual, yeah.
Mm-hmm. There was enough material kind of around Iron Tavia's for a casting of Mystic Carriage. Now that you're in town, you'd essentially have to buy all that material. Not terribly expensive. Let's see here. Lasts a week. How long would that last? How long would that take?
All good questions.
What is this? Travel. None. What's this move speed? Speed is 60. we gotta find it now. I know where it's at. Come on. Please be up into the same spot. That would be great.
And for that reason alone,
Close. It's pretty close, actually. Okay. $300. This thing's gonna go how long? I'm guessing it's gonna go, we'll say 16 hours a day.
So that's like 18 days or something.
Or 310 miles straight line distance as the crow flies. Add on what? Figure 25% of that for actual roads, unless you guys are attaching a bulldozer or a cattle plow to the front of this carriage. As funny as that would be.
Hear me out. Instead of a bulldozer, we take our
Attach Roger?
currently no, but yes, our currently repenting big guy and just have him strapped to the front.
He can
does
just
have
swing
all
his
those
scythe.
spikes in his- Yeah.
Just hurts himself to do it.
Well, that being said, is there a ship option?
There is. So, if you do the
That might
carriage
be-
route, you're looking at like 1 to 2 weeks to get there relatively comfortably.
I guess how do you
But
ship it
there's
to
also, yeah, I mean, the ship, it'll be a little bit longer to go around, but you guys can kind of rest on the ship. Good grief. You don't have to worry about overland travel. Someone else is piloting.
I mean, is there any danger from going? Well, I guess either way, like, are there, like, we didn't really run into trouble coming from Iron Tavias, but like, there aren't, I don't know, pirates or something.
The hazards of going overseas are much lower.
Oh, you know what? Since we have 2 people who have that shark tooth tattoo, they also get where is it? Where's crafting?
400 miles going by water.
They get some kind of survival. Oh, a +1 bonus to survival checks to navigate bodies of water. So I don't know if that gives us anything.
You're looking at 480 copper per person. To be 48.
So is that like 5 gold?
It's like 5 gold each for the entire trip.
Oh, that's a
I guess
That's
that
not the
compared to
worst.
how much it costs for the spell.
yeah. Like how much? I can't remember what the components were for this spell.
For the spell, you're looking. Let me see. Oh, Roldolph's got it. Let me see here. Mystic Carriage. Toy carriage, horse statues, rare incense, and feathers worth 50 gold per casting. It lasts a week or until the named destination is reached. So you'd probably want
price-wise,
100
it's cheaper
gold to
just
be
for the
safe.
boat.
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
Mystic Carriage
so-
is nice, and you travel fairly comfortably, but you would still have to cast it twice because you're too far out.
Yeah. No, I think ocean makes more sense. Well, ocean and river.
Oh, you wouldn't be able to anyway, because it's more than 250 miles away.
Well,
Oh,
that
that's
makes that
the
decision.
maximum.
Yeah. Yeah, you have to be within 250 miles if you just
Oh,
destination.
okay. Well,
So I mean, you could like take it back to Great Urge and jump up, but then you're still casting it twice. But yeah, you'd go all the way up and around. You're looking at 4 or 5 days by ship, and then like a day or two overland to Pagked.
Seems more of a reasonable route.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Grand total. Let's see, silver, copper. You're looking at like 24 gold for the whole group.
Yeah, that sounds better.
yeah, I think so.
I mean, there is also the option that we walk and save all that gold.
I mean,
Yeah,
you can.
and
That's a
wait,
lot of
how
walking.
long?
That is absolutely an option. I mean,
I'm just being the undead advocate here.
4 or
I'm just
5
chatting
days
shit.
by sea,
Fully ignore
or
me.
For a month
Do not-
walking.
73.25 years.
yeah.
That is Roger's suggestion, as he does not get tired. He doesn't care.
We'll round it off to a nice even 350 miles on foot.
Yeah, that's what, like 12 days?
Yeah, you're looking like 2 to 3 weeks if you have no issues and you run into nothing.
I mean, yeah, why not?
Look, I can give us an extra 10 feet for triple time. Just constantly.
Again, Roger doesn't get tired. He don't care. He'll triple time. He'll book it.
Quick, everyone pack onto Roger's back.
Fucking do
Well, and is there any way we could earn income while we're on the boat?
For the most part, I mean,
get hired on for the trip.
Like, could I do tattoos for people, or I don't know?
For the most part, like these are all professional sailors, so I'd be yeah.
Do they need a medic or someone that can pull rope and not feel the pain of rope burn?
Well, you are in Geb, so they probably have a fair amount of undead.
Fucking rude.
Right? Otherwise, like they make more money by not having you on the ship and having that space for cargo.
Yeah, okay, fine.
Because even with like Roger's undead collapse into a bag kind of thing, like that's still space. They could sell that.
That's the point. I can collapse down into a party member's bag.
Mm-hmm.
Legitimately, I can do that. Okay, on that vein of a semi-serious question, what is the law at shipping human remains here?
In Geb, it is frowned upon. I mean, it depends on
But legal?
if it is in. You're basically a stowaway for what you're wanting to do.
Basically what I'm trying to do. Yes.
Yes. And that's also one of those cases where, like, in Geb, it's like, well, they know you're undead. So, like, if they just take your sack and throw it overboard, you won't die, so they didn't kill you. Still sucks for you.
But I have an ability.
To swim?
No, I specifically have an undead ability that allows me to fall apart, and unless they know I'm animated, personally know me, I just appear like a pile of bones. Unless they want to make checks.
Mm-hmm. This is also Geb.
Yeah, I mean, they
Hence
kind
why
of
I'm
know how
asking
it works.
shipping bones. I'm trying to save us 5 gold. I really am. That's all I'm really doing.
Yeah, I say we spend the 5 gold, but try to figure out a way to either help or, you know, like, since we know the guy in the export league, like, is there any packages we can take? You know, something that requires.
I'm dumped cargo.
like courier type thing, as opposed to just throwing it on a ship and having it get there.
I would say between the like you guys got the 150 gold. It would be essentially like he might, instead of having to wait specifically for like a passenger transport, he could probably find a ship that's going out basically tomorrow. It wouldn't be quite as comfortable, but instead of having to wait like 4 or 5 days for the next ship, you can get on like that, basically the next day. Get you into reasonably comfortable accommodations, that type of thing.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still
I
on
mean,
a
for
ship.
5 gold,
Yeah.
you know.
And it comes
That's
out to
dope.
like 48 silver or so. Yeah, just a little under 5 gold.
Yeah.
That's fine with
Down for
me.
that.
Yeah, let's just
Before
do
we
it
go,
and
can I
get on our
spend
way.
60 gold?
Let's see here. Before we leave town, Savath, you wanted to buy a striking rune, right?
Yep. And add it to the Star Knife.
Striking rune is 65 gold. So we'll take that out. Take out that value. Oh, details. Not materials. Striking. There we go. Your +1 striking returning star knife. Or returning striking? Striking returning. It's now 2d4 +4 piercing.
Woohoo!
Yay! Oh, what else do we got? Let's see. We got that done. Potions, stuff like that, you guys want to keep?
We could sell the water breathing. Well, do we
Guess we
want
could
to
throw it
sell the
overboard.
water breathing?
Probably good to hang on to. Because
Yeah,
we
it
were
doesn't
thrown
hurt to keep
overboard for
it.
something.
Yeah.
I'm sure we'll find a dumb use for it. We normally do.
We'll be on a boat for a while, so just in case.
Yeah,
I
that's
mean, the
what I was
dumbest use of
Yeah.
anything
As
like
I
that
was
I've ever
saying
done
it,
was
I
with
thought-
minor illusion.
Like, on the off chance that they do throw Roger over and one of you has to dive in after him.
Yeah.
Like, I might be biased, but I'd like to know that you guys could rescue me in a hypothetical scenario.
Yeah, and I think Rodolph wanted the cauldron.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we're going to hold on to that.
Yeah, we'll definitely hold on to that.
And people want the necklace of fireballs.
I think everyone wants the necklace of
Yeah.
fireballs.
Find me someone that doesn't want the necklace of fireballs.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, who can be trusted with a necklace of fireballs? That is the question.
I think you should
Not
give it to
Roger.
I don't
Roger.
really want a necklace of cinnamon liquor.
I'm willing to bet Roloff would probably want that the most.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Keep the
I don't
extraction
think
Probably
cauldron.
the
he
most
gives
trusted.
Roger stuff, so
Yeah.
Roger wouldn't be opposed.
The extraction cauldron is tricky because, like, you guys have the walking cauldron that it's essentially it's kind of like following you guys around, but we don't really use it too much. The extraction cauldron is not mobile. You have to move that yourself, and it is 6 bulk. It is heavy.
How much bulk do I have left over? Because I'm strong.
I don't think you have
or could
6.
we- yeah,
Oh,
or could we ship it back to the mansion?
Well, curiosity, could Gren, on their way back, like, hey, drop this off at the mansion?
It would
Sure,
be
yeah.
essentially unavailable until you guys got back to the mansion. But yeah.
What purpose does it fill?
So the extraction cauldron, you put whatever kind of materials you want in there, and as you stir it with boiling water for an hour, it will take those material, whatever you put in there, and break it down into the raw essentially essences.
Yeah, it's basically uncrafting.
Yeah.
Give you materials.
If you put in like
then you can craft.
Yeah, if you put in like a magical broom, it'll break it down into like really valuable wood, some, yeah, it'll break shit down into its core components that you can then sell easier. If you were a smuggler, it would be perfect. Or like if you want to do money laundering, you would want this thing.
But here we are, just being, skivvies for a drug lord. I mean, a blood lord,
Same thing.
basically.
Like in reality, it's like it is impractical because like in reality we don't have like a high use for it.
Oh
In
yeah,
reality, we're not likely going to use it right now.
But like
it's also worth 85
useful.
gold.
Right, but
that thing would be more than fine. Just like,
I mean,
hey, Grant, go drop this off. It was hold on to supplies and find use for and break it down later.
yeah.
Yeah, I reckon send Gren back with him.
And if Nick joins next time and says, "Wait, no, I wanted it," we'll
wreck on it.
We'll wreck on it.
Just adding that made Gren encumbered and clumsied one.
Oh yeah.
Don't worry, as a repentance, you'll deal with all the slowness and just make it a long, slow trek back. For repentance, after all.
Yeah, and he'll, steal things and break them down and then throw the stuff away just to piss people off.
Roger is currently at 6 of 13 bulk. When you hit 8,
so I could carry it.
Yes,
Okay.
but you would be encumbered. Because anything over 8, you're encumbered. Okay. We'll keep the deed, keep the key. Let's see here. Oil of potency. Okay. Any of the consumables do you guys want to keep? Potion of water breathing.
You know what? Apparently I need to get a repair toolkit in order to do the affix a talisman thing.
Repair toolkit. There it is. How much are those? Those are 2 gold apiece.
I will take one of those.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good grief. We've been insulating all week, so I still have those just...
The tickly cuffs.
Mm-hmm. Salve of anti-paralysis.
I put up the last 2 bats of insulation I needed to in the garage this week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've got just this gigantic maze of ductwork that all has to get insulated. And you have to do it all like piece by piece, and we're doing like pieces that are 4 feet by 7 feet. It sucks. Up on top of a 10-foot ladder. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the salve of anti-paralysis isn't useful until it is.
Mm-hmm. It's also in the party sheet, so it's not even useful in combat.
True.
Yeah. The only thing I was thinking we might want to sell is the Winter Wolf elixir, because, I mean, we're not going anyplace super cold, are we?
It's spring.
That's not a no.
This is true.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know.
And I don't know
That's
either,
another
because
thing,
I don't...
You don't need it until you need it, right? Like,
As a general rule, I don't read very far ahead in the adventure, which...
yeah. Well, I get... Okay, so here's my question. Pagked is not... Pagked is not
It's not cold.
like
no.
you know,
No, it's not like
a
mountainous.
tundra, whatever.
No.
So
That reminds me too, though. Everyone, you could give me. Let's see. Give me a society check. What do you guys know about Pagked? You can
Pagked.
just
I keep
click.
wanting it to call it
I know
Pagked.
that. I want to flip that K and G.
Yes. Okay.
Go ahead and click on
so
that in chat.
society.
Oh yeah.
No, fuck.
Yeah, come on.
One sec.
Wait, did it
Huh?
roll?
I didn't see any rolls.
Okay, let me try refreshing.
Wait, why is it not
Keep
letting me
click-
roll?
Yeah,
Should be able to.
I keep trying to roll and it's not doing anything, so I'm refreshing.
Yeah. Like, it looks like I can click it, and yet when I do, nothing happens.
Are we still paused? Can we not roll when our characters aren't on
Oh, I see why. Okay, hold on.
sheet? Damn! Bollocks.
I'll do this. Select your character, then you can roll.
Oh. There we go. Oh,
I was gonna say we weren't on the map.
Yeah, that's absolutely what it was. Is you guys weren't on the map.
uh-huh.
Did that go?
Oh, or I guess, or you could do a diplomacy check, but that's a secret check, so you wouldn't know the result.
Yeah. Rodolph, I think, is good at society.
Oh yeah. Let's see. Which one's he better at? I think he's good at. Yeah, he's got a pretty good society.
Because he's smart boy. Aw.
Low roll.
Can we roll both?
Well, but a couple of us succeeded.
Yeah. If you want to roll both, you can, but I'm going to take whichever is more severe.
Yeah, no, I'm not a diplomat. So
And diplomacy is a secret check, so.
yeah, no thank
I mean,
you.
if we could take both, I would take both. But yeah, nah. I am not a diplomat, and as we've established, Roger does not roll well.
So between Kana and Killian, together both, you guys will kind of know, maybe through your travels or study or whatever. Pagked is on a regular success. It's a polluted industrial town. The residents there, the quick there get sick and die with like, startling frequency. As far as you guys know, it's a source for simple metalware like plows. The Carter's Consortium keeps a pretty consistent presence there. I guess the Carter's Consortium would be much more like the Teamsters. The Export Guild would be like the mob.
Who does boats?
Yeah, it's a polluted industrial town. It's still within Geb, but it's if you read up on the Alkenstar adventure, like the Southwest adventures in the South and West, in the Wild West, with guns and stuff like that. It's much more like that, but it's still in Geb. It kind of it's out towards Alkenstar, but not quite in the Mana Wastes. So yeah, it's a fairly industrial town.
Interesting.
And the quick get sick and die frequently. And that's what you guys know about it.
Makes me wonder if there's a connection with a certain hag there.
The town itself is kind of a rundown industrial town. It's a level 6 settlement. Population, just a little under 600 people. Oh, religions. There's worship of Urgathoa, obviously. Droshkar, Norgruber. The government system is primarily a boss or overlord. And that's it.
Well, that explains then why she's a Rustag.
Rustag is meta. I mean, players, you guys all know. But yes,
but
yeah,
like
if
we
it's
can
an industrial town,
more industrially, like this one was a sea town, so she was more in that
watery,
whatever. So this is an industrial place, so we can expect something industrially flavored.
Meta-wise, probably expect constructs.
Yeah,
I wouldn't be surprised to see more constructs. Okay, let's see. I'm guessing you guys don't want or need the elixir of life.
Oh, that's life, right? Not unlife?
Correct. Yes.
Do we have any quicken?
No. I mean, you still have quick in the party, but everybody's got negative healing.
Negative healing, so...
Wait, even Rodolph?
Yeah. He went through a ritual back in Grey Dirge, and he has negative healing now.
Oh, shit, yeah. Yeah, I imagine flogging that's probably not a bad idea.
Killian has negative healing too?
Downfear, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Give you guys 15 gold for that.
Just a party of good old undead.
Mm-hmm.
It's almost like we're playing an undead campaign.
Yeah, it's weird because it doesn't show it anywhere on your sheet, but you do have negative. Oh, necromantic physiology, I think. It's built into Dompir that you essentially have negative healing.
Yeah, my other character started before she became a vampire. She was Dompir for that reason.
Savath doesn't know either. So you guys want to keep the potions of water breathing. I'm guessing one each.
Yeah, just in case.
Never know, I might need to drink that potion.
You never know.
Genuinely don't. I imagine one day there may be some weird use for it. Or I'll think of a weird use for it. Make an argument for it.
Okay. Who wants the oil of potency? Everybody already has +1 striking weapons that needs them. You can still add it to armor. Makes it +1 resilient, which I think is +1 to your saves for an hour. Or sell it.
Okay. To be fair, that might still be useful at some point.
Is Roger holding it then?
Yeah, fuck it. If no one else is claiming it.
Yeah.
Invisibility potion? Probably Savath?
Yeah, I'll take that.
Yeah.
All right. Salve of anti-paralysis.
I'll take it just since I'm a backline person. And I'll take the antidote too.
Okay. The salve is 40 gold. The antidote's 35 gold.
Am I
items sell for half?
Up against whatever my max is?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
There isn't any monetary value max, right? It's just weight.
Right. I'm just telling you, like, if you guys were to sell it, it sells for half of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Winter Wolf Elixir, 15 gold. Sells for 15. No. 7.5. It sells for 7.5.
That's the one I think we should sell, because I just like if we're going someplace cold, we can just buy whatever.
Okay, we'll get rid of that. Silver Sheen. Makes one of your weapons silver for an hour. One melee weapon, 10 rounds of ammo.
Yeah, I have the dog bone knife, so I'm good for shifters.
If there's a weapon that no one claims, Roger will gladly have it.
Well, it's not a weapon. It's a weapon modifier.
Over your weapon.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can smear it on your weapon to make your weapon count like it's silver, even if it's not.
Okay, yeah. Again, if no one will claim it, Roger will have it.
Or you can sell it for 3 gold.
For what it's worth, I imagine might as well keep it.
All right.
3 gold isn't a huge amount.
Okay.
What was that infiltrator elixir?
Infiltration elixir?
Yeah.
That was... Infiltrator's elixir. Oh... It's favored by spies and tricksters. Alters your appearance.
It's like a disguise.
Yeah, it's
a
kind of thing. Potion of disguise self. You get a +4 bonus to deception DC.
I guess I don't know if Brian used to that for what we do.
Unless you want to, I just threw it on Savath, so I figured he was probably going to want it. And we can just leave the any tool on there. I don't mind leaving that on there. As your consumables were starting to get kind of long, we had to sort those out.
Yeah, no, that's good.
Okay. All right. We will get everybody put back up to full health.
And that brings our spells back too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yay, I've got my spells back.
You awaken well rested. That's all that matters.
I can't sleep.
Roloff got all those focus points back. And
I just have an interface question.
Uh-huh.
What is the little thing at the... It's like a free floating tab kind of at the bottom of the screen that has each of us and our... I assume it's our AC and something?
AC and perception.
What's that for?
That is Monk's Token Bar, I think, is the name of the mod. It shows, it's like a quick reference. It will show you what movement we're set to, and AC and perception of everyone in the group.
Oh, I see. So it's travel, something, combat. Okay, yep. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, so it's free move, no move, combat turn, and perception and AC. Yep.
Cool.
So we'll jump forward a few days.
And did our HP go up when we leveled up too?
Mm-hmm. Mine did.
Yep.
Yeah, honestly, I can't remember 10. What mine was before. So...
if you ever want to check, just change your level up or down one. So you were at 63.
Okay. Oh, 63. Okay.
And now you're at 74. Yeah.
70. Like, that's just freaky. At level 6.
At level 6, you got 74 hit points. But also, you've got guys that are hitting with like a plus 14 to their attack or to their damage modifier.
Right,
so
for sure.
You need it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And it also feels weird having everybody's AC so tight in such a narrow window. But
yeah.
Oh, I want to check something. Open armor. I think there was a better armor for Roger.
Please be. I could do with some new armor.
Well, your dex is at a weird spot. I'll have to look it up later. I think hide might actually be your better armor, since you bumped up your dex 1. You got like 4.5, 5 days on the ship. You can't go very far, but while you're on the ship, anything you guys would like to do?
Water skiing.
You might have to bribe the crew. I don't know how good it would be since you're in a sailing ship.
Hear me out. Now, hear me out. What we'll do is we'll borrow their longboat and just dump Roger over the back.
And just drag him across the bottom?
Yeah, pretty much. You're not saying no? It's a bad idea, but you're not saying no.
Okay, so Chapter 3. We're in Chapter 3. Holy shit. Book 2, Chapter 3. Guys, there's guns in this town.
Do not threaten me with a damn good time.
Ooh, can I get a gun blade?
So, actually, yeah. At the beginning of each chapter, it gives me a breakdown, and it says, per the book, these are the permanent and consumable items that are potentially available as treasure, or that are listed as treasure in this book. One of them is a +1 striking double-barreled musket.
Yes.
Like, the very top of the list is just... Okay. There's also an Aeon Stone, some magic armor, a bigger bag of holding. Yeah, there's some pretty cool stuff in here. But getting to Pagked. As you guys are approaching, so you've all floated on the river. Let's say you got up to the mouth and you had to change. You basically had to transfer from the sailing ship down to like a riverboat kind of thing. Getting up to Pagked. Before you even get into town, there's this. You can see it as you're kind of coming up through the hills. It's this nest of towering brick smokestacks. Yeah, I'm picturing very much stereotype, almost like Mary Poppins London skyline.
You're talking about Victorian and
Yes,
Industrial Revolution England. Yeah.
Yes.
I'm here for it.
Very, very Industrial Revolution.
We're picturing Dishonored.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely. It's this nest of towering brick smokestacks. Most of them have no smoke coming out at all. They kind of rise up from this rust-colored factory town. There's a slow-moving river that kind of winds its way through town. You can see it as on from this hilltop you're on. Its water has this almost rainbow of almost nauseating, unnatural hues to it. Where, especially like a river water, you're used to seeing, like when you're down towards the sea, it'll be blues and greens, and you get into the river, you're dealing with more greens and browns from a lot of the runoff. But this has blues and purples, and like there's some red, like a streak of red in there somewhere. On one side of the river, there are several huge factory buildings still standing, weathered just by time and age. Beyond them sprawls this cemetery with countless gravestones standing over empty holes. On the other side of the river, there's these low, kind of ramshackle homes all crowded together, connected to the factory side by 3 bridges going over this river. One of them looks like it's collapsed, and another one, bridge looks like it was patched with iron girders and luck, essentially. Kind of lumbering through the streets, even from the distance, you can make out there's these automatons pulling wagons and doing various manual labor. And they all have that kind of almost uncanny valley, kind of jerky movement to it. Those of you with higher perception you'd probably be able to point out, or kind of like as you're looking, you don't see any quick. The people of Pagked are they all look to be undead, like, mostly human in their features, but they all have that almost stereotypical kind of greenish tint to their skin, or that greenish pale pallor to them. There's no sign of any quick in this town.
So should we go and ask around as to why there's no quick, or do you reckon that's rude?
Does the air and stuff look like polluted particularly, or just industrial?
I still feel like it's sticking with that kind of London, or not, like a LA smog.
Smog, yeah. So
like the factories aren't running right now, but like everything just, even from a distance, it looks like you could reach out and just wipe the grime off of any of these buildings.
Yeah. So I mean, I'll look at Roger. I don't know that it's rude to ask, but
I don't know if it counts as being racist or not, is my bigger concern. Like, I still feel bad about calling Rodolph a gnome. I genuinely feel bad about that.
Yeah, I suspect that it's not comfortable for the quick here, but we could certainly ask.
So this town is set up with, instead of an open roleplay setup, this has an infiltration. It's kind of like a chase mechanic.
Oh,
because so what it'll be. Let me open it up here. You guys can essentially, you don't see any quick in town whatsoever, even for like from the hilltop distance that you're at. I will say you're a half mile outside of town, close enough that you can kind of see and make out what's going on and kind of look over. You might be able to see a block or two in, but far enough that you're not pissing anyone off. But you need to go in, find Acrosia, and essentially infiltrate her base, her lair, and get out. In Sallow Shore, you guys were able to. Everybody's really quick. It's like, oh yeah, she's over there. We all hate her. But even there, she had her own, essentially, help and support.
So, curiosity.
Mm-hmm.
Would this fall under the lines of the corpse tender?
These are not mindless undead.
So they're not that form of undead. Can just
Correct.
make some requests of them.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would say that, like, maybe on the trip, or on the trip up here, Kana, like, you're able to, it's just like a bird dies on the ship and she's able to bring it back, and it's mindless. So I mean, she has a companion that you could absolutely interact with, that in ways that she can't, strangely. She picked up the what was it? Undead Master archetype, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's undead something.
Undead Master, yeah.
Yeah.
I say you probably you're familiar. You were able to, like, a bird essentially died on the ship, or you found the remains of it and you were able to kind of deal with it and bring it back, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think I had to ask Rodolph because he can do raise undead, right?
Yes.
Okay, because I don't think I can. So it's like I'm an undead master, but I can't raise undead. So
He has the
Sure.
ritual for it, but he can only resurrect, like, he can only bring specific types back: zombies, mummies, and crawling hands.
Yeah.
We'll meta hand wave that. You managed to piece it back together enough.
yeah. Or maybe it escaped from somewhere already skeletal. It's somebody's pet that escaped.
There we go. You found one that was already skeletal. You worked together with Killian, and you were able to kind of tame this thing down a little bit.
Yeah.
You now have a pet, whatever it is.
So
Bird.
if anything were to happen,
It's a skeletal owl.
Killian could make its own little request if anything was happening to Katana.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, yeah. On the back end, or on my end, I'm going to be kind of keeping track of awareness points. Basically, how aware is this hag that you guys are looking for? Because it took you guys a few days to get over here. You figure, if word hasn't spread, you guys also have a hag's eye. Rodolph does specifically. And I imagine on the ship he was trying to keep an eye on it. Haha, pun. To see if it ever looked. And at least while he was awake, he didn't notice it doing it at all.
Yeah,
Doesn't
didn't he
mean
say
it
he was
didn't.
specifically going to try to gouge it when they tried it?
I think that's the hope. Yeah.
I think we were going to do something to keep it blocked when we weren't.
Essentially, like, put it into a bag, yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, you put it in a bag, if suddenly your sibling doesn't answer the phone for 3 or 4 days when you're used to talking to them every day, something's up. Even if they don't know it's you specifically. On the back end, I'll be keeping a track of awareness points, which is essentially how aware is the hag that you guys are in town looking for. There's
We're
also
gonna have to be a lot more subtle than we were in the last city.
probably. There's also what's called edge points, which are like preparation. As we start to get into the infiltration, you guys can use edge points. You can spend them down. They're kind of like hero points, but a little bit beefier. If you fail or critically fail, you can spend a point, automatically succeed. You can't critically succeed with it, but it is a regular success. So if there's, you guys have points, she has points, and it kind of goes back and forth. If you get to certain awareness points, suspicions will start to be raised. If you get too high, you guys essentially have to back off and wait a week for her to calm down, because she'll raise armies essentially. But with that, so you're on the outskirts of town. How do you want to start? Is it go in and at least start asking ahead of time? Just to see, okay, how tough is this gonna be? Because right now you're essentially at zero awareness. She doesn't know that you're here or looking for her. Yeah.
So we when we found the eyeball thing the last time, were we able to figure out who that was connected to?
Nope.
Okay.
Rodolph was able to identify it as a hag's eye, but it's also, it's called a hag's eye, but it's essentially like a stone, like a one-way sending stone. The owner can look through it. You can't look back.
Yeah. Okay.
But wasn't there a way that we could blind the owner?
I mean, essentially put it in a bag. If
no, I mean
you
like
can
permanently, like if we killed it while they were looking through it or something. I thought you said.
So I was about to say, is like if you can basically continuously check on it. If you can catch it when the owner is looking through it and you essentially smash it or destroy it, you can. It's not permanently. I think it's for like an hour.
Oh.
Well, let me look.
Yeah, I think it's something like an
hour. Any damage done to the eye destroys it. If this happens while the hag is looking through it, the hag is blinded for 1 hour. Yeah.
Okay.
But the wielder, not the creator, can use this thing to, like, you can essentially aim it at somebody else and slow them. Or potentially petrify them.
Well, presumably we keep it in a bag to keep it from seeing anything, so.
Okay, so this area, what is the, like, how does it, do they have, like, inspectors for, like, transport? Because shipments go through here. Could we use, are we still technically employed from Shallow Store? Be like, hey, we're just kind of moving through the area.
He would have gathered that back, like any of those badges back up. It's also one of those, like, you can't have the New York coastal inspector go to Seattle and expect to have any influence.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's worth asking.
Yeah.
And did we get anything from the Bloodlord, our Bloodlord, that we could as I'm thinking out loud, I'm thinking, is it better or worse to investigate, with the with the blessing of a blood lord who is not like how far does her power extend? Is it just for Grey Dirge? Is it just like the immediate surroundings?
Well, her immediate sphere of influence is Grey Dirge. She's one of the. I wouldn't say. She's one of the lower tier Bloodlords,
Okay.
but still a Bloodlord. Think of like a social media influencer who's got, I don't know, 50,000 followers versus somebody who's got 1,000,000.
Right, right.
Yeah, she still has some influence, but
and all we know so far is that she's Iron Tavia's coven mate or whatever.
mm-hmm.
And that she and Sani and Tavia were working together in this plan to poison Grey Dirge.
They all seem to be manufacturing different materials.
And we don't really know the ultimate goal of their plan.
It did seem to be to poison the food supply. Yeah, that's kind of what kicked all this off.
Hold on.
Let's do this. While you guys are kind of...
Can we try... I mean, my diplomacy isn't great, but can I try gather information? Like, to just low-key...
Well, killing you can. My diplomacy's pretty good.
Yeah.
Let me do this. To start things off, while you guys are kind of like out here, it's like, okay, we gotta see what's up. As you guys are kind of like sitting here discussing, there is gonna be a wagon that kind of pulls up the road, kind of near you guys. Let me see here. We'll get the party on here. Activate. So as you guys are kind of down here discussing, okay, how do we want to go about this? What's the game plan kind of thing? There's going to be this wagon that's kind of creeping its way out of town, up the road. It's pulled by this large mechanical quadruped. It almost resembles a gorilla. It's got a single driver. It's this undead man. Got this kind of greenish, sickly skin. And he's just going at almost like a leisurely pace as this labor is just kind of, or this mechanical labor is just kind of dragging this wagon behind it. And as he kind of approaches you guys, it just kind of like that casual, almost head nod. Morning.
Morning.
And it's, if you wanted to ask something, this would be the guy to ask.
Yeah.
To at least get started. Otherwise, if you don't ask anything,
out of town, right?
Yes, he's heading out of town. Unless you guys have anything to ask for him, he's gonna keep going. Because as far as he's concerned, you guys are a bunch of, I wouldn't say ne'er-do-wells, but you guys have seen better days. You've been on a ship for the better part of a week. You probably don't smell the greatest. You're also in a nation of undead, which, what's that smell like? I don't want to know.
Well, we could start with the typical greetings. We have just arrived in town, and we're looking for a tavern, an inn to rest and recover. Probably stay for a day or two if that's possible. Would you have any suggestions?
And he'll kind of look over the group. None of you want to stay in this town. And he's kind of looking back and forth between Rodolph and Killian especially, but a little bit of Kana as well. Imagine Kana, like, you're still a quick, but, like, you don't have, like, the full undead pallor. You still get a little bit of color.
Yeah, like, I'm very pale, but I'm not greenish.
Yeah. You're like a quick that hasn't seen the sun in months.
Yeah.
It's kind of what I imagine
anyway. And why would that be, sir? This appears to be quite a bustling city.
Oh, well, all your types have died, for lack of a better word. Well, not for long anyway. Unless you're looking for work. If you want to keep your pulse, probably look elsewhere.
Oh. Like, is he saying that the quick just die?
Yeah. The quick don't stay quick for very long in Pagked.
And then she'll just sort of do the same, like playing stupid again, like, and why would that be?
Well, Decrosia. She's always looking for more workers, and pulses aren't very strong inside the factories. A lot of dangerous chemicals and the like, if you understand. I don't know where this voice is going, but okay.
Yeah, I mean, and Decrosia is the hag, right?
It's the first time you've heard this name.
As
far as I know. In-game.
Is she the leader of this town, or just the
Decrosia?
Yeah.
She's the boss. Oversees the factories, imports, exports. Deals with a lot of the materials. Yeah. She has been retooling some of the factories lately. Making some new stuff. Gritty brain or something like that. And some other type of paste. Apparently it deals hell with the quick organs and stuff.
Oh, well, that sounds unpleasant.
Yeah, no kidding.
I had rather hoped we could make some coin here, but perhaps our stay will be shorter than I... What a charming gentleman.
That's the driver.
Aww, so cute. I'd buy him a drink.
He's such a good boy.
That's the engine. That's the thing pulling the wagon.
Oh,
If not friend, why friend shaped?
I'm pretty sure that is a graveler from Pal World.
Yeah.
I mean, do other folks have questions for this guy?
Do you know where I can find a musket?
Me wants gun.
Firearms.
Oh, I forgot that Savath is quick too. Yeah, I forgot he's quick. Yeah.
What is quick?
Basically living. You still have a pulse.
Oh,
In Geb,
Okay.
there's the quick and the dead.
gotcha.
So, as like a out of world joke, there's the quick and the dead, the quick and the
Yeah.
undead.
I mean, undead goblin could be an interesting rogue if that
Oh, yeah.
if that ends up happening.
There's archetypes for it.
Yep.
Um,
Who knows? After this chapter, you may be exploring those more closely. There's no danger for us staying just a few days, is there? If we choose not to take work in these factories.
Well, keep your head down. Don't let anyone know you're there. You should be fine.
Oh. Are there any places that might be safer than others for us?
For quick,
Like areas of the city that are more
anywhere not inside Pagked.
okay. I appreciate your honesty.
Well, if you don't mind. I mean, he's gonna start to crack the wagon or crack the.
Is it
driver.
clear what he's selling or what he's hauling?
Give me perception. Oh, critical success. Okay.
Ooh.
So, kind of like as he's getting ready to get this wagon going again, you're gonna like imagine like as everybody's kind of talking to him. Yeah, let's say you guys are like here-ish. You'll be able to get a look kind of inside. Inside, you're gonna see a few different, like almost like kegs or casks. Pretty much all with like a skull and crossbones kind of on them, and there's like essentially like a shipping manifest just like inside the back end, and you'll be able to like really quick, like while you're talking to like he's probably like looking at Rodolph or Roger or something. You're gonna see essentially export ingredients, brain grit, tremor paste, shadow ash, a couple other items, large quantities.
Does it say where he's going to?
Looks to be a lead. It's got a couple of stops on there, but his next stop is Iled.
Iled. Okay.
Oh, I had yours selected. Whoops.
Oh, that's okay.
There we go.
Well, thank you for your information, sir. We will certainly take care. And I don't know, perhaps move on more quickly than we had planned.
Yep. Have a good day. And he's gonna crack these leads again, and they'll start going on the road.
And where is Iled?
Iled is, how far is this? About 200 miles east of where you're at.
Okay, so
It's
north
back
of
back
Alloshore.
further. Like you guys kind of rode past it on the boat.
Okay.
It's a larger city.
And there's no legitimate use for any of these things, right? It's not like, industrial solvents that are toxic that actually have a use.
Okay. I mean, there's, for the most part, it's not like industrial strength bleach. There's probably you probably saw like some of the materials you guys are looking for, but a lot of the stuff that's in the wagon are just kind of unrelated. But there's a lot of different reagents that you probably saw in there.
Okay, well, I guess we'll continue into town? Shrug? I don't know.
All right.
Looking from the outskirts. Like how big is the city itself?
800 people. Or like 800 people, something like that. Pretty small.
So small, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I guess
So
it would have to be if the quick keep dying.
Yeah.
Are there any like outskirts, like outskirt houses around, or is it all everything's in the city?
It's pretty much all in or near. Like the way the way the town is set up, it's kind of like large factories on one side and like a smaller kind of almost hovel, almost tent city set up right across the river. But it's all still within eyeshot of itself. As he's kind of heading out to his, by the way, you might check with the Carter's Consortium. It's a guy known as the Shroud. I can probably help you out a little bit if you're serious about going into town. All right.
And where are their offices?
Oh, you'll see him over by the graveyard.
Okay, we'll check them out. Thank you.
And he's gonna ride off.
So the Carter's Consortium is the sort of Teamsters equivalent, or
yep,
yeah, okay.
Where the Export Guild handles like the actual like ports and shipping and all that, Carter's Consortium actually carts it. They're the actual labor.
Okay. So I guess we'll go see them.
Maybe they can tell me where I can buy a gun.
I'm sure they export guns.
That's getting Kana an edge point.
Ooh.
Yeah.
A what point?
Edge point. Essentially, if she comes up to a spot where she fails or critically fails a check, she can spend those points down and make an automatic success. Not a critical success.
So it's kind of like inspiration then? Or...
A little bit, yeah. It's like super inspiration.
Okay. Not a thing I was familiar with, so that's why I was asking.
Mm-hmm. You might have just missed me explaining it earlier.
Katie was talking to me.
That'll also get you guys appoint the Carter's Consortium. For reasons that will come up later.
Okay. So I guess we'll go to their offices.
All right. Let's see. Going in just as you are.
That seems a relevant question.
How far is the? It's like, is it into the town? Or we have to pass?
It butts right up to it.
Okay.
So would someone who has more social skills than me care to
Let's see.
maybe
One side of
check
the
them
river
out?
is factories. Beyond the factories is a cemetery. On the other side of the river is homes. So basically, they go to work, they die, they get buried. They don't get to go home.
Yeah.
Presumably, they get buried, then they get wake back up, and they go back to work.
I was going to say, dying probably doesn't help a whole lot.
No. Temporary breaks. Well, break time's over. Okay, come on, back to work.
Yeah, and my general story of I'm a healer, you need any help with that is not going to work terribly well here. But, I'm trained in boneyard lore. Does that help me at all here?
Boneyard has to do with the afterlife. That's more of a religious thing.
Okay.
Like, the boneyard is the plane of the afterlife. It's like the Elysian Fields.
Oh, I thought it meant more like
Like
cemetery or burial or okay.
Yeah, a boneyard is essentially this world's version of like the Elysian Fields, but for all souls, the afterlife.
Okay. I don't know. Maybe Savath wants to sneak and see what he can see over there. I don't,
I mean, I am very sneaky.
Sneaky.
Or what I would sneak over to look at, though, given the map.
Well, we know the Carter's
Carter's Consortium.
guild? Yeah.
Yeah, I can play that game if we want me to sneak around something.
Let me see here.
Like, I have all social skills. Not quite sure how to approach this. Like, I have a high deception, diplomacy, intimidation. It's like,
Well, I mean, I've got plus 10 to deception, plus 12 to diplomacy, 14 to sneak or stealth.
Yeah, I mean,
well,
diplomacy would probably also work.
Oh, they changed that too. Okay. If you guys, who wants to head? Oh, I take that back. Savath is the best one in the group. If Savath wants to do a gather information,
yeah, I can do that.
Press 1, exploration. It looks like they changed the basic action macro thingy now. Gather information.
I don't have that.
Do you have did you press the basic actions macro thing so you get like all the buttons on it?
Yeah.
Yeah,
at the very
and then
top.
You have to hit the exploration.
Oh, I got it now.
Yeah. They changed that in a recent update, apparently. Okay. It's secret, so you don't get to know what it is. But you don't get to know the result. However, let's see here. So, I'm going to say, like, Savath, as you're kind of coming in, like, you're able to kind of wiggle into town a little bit. You get a little bit of information. What you do find out. Let's see here. You're able to essentially you're going to get to the point where you're able to recognize some of the inhabitants, the schedule, stuff like that. This is going to take most of the day to do this, but you'll start to recognize some of the inhabitants, some of the routines, the schedules, stuff like that going on around town. Eventually, it's one of those like you start to ask kind of too many questions to the wrong people, kind of thing. And they are going to find out, like, word's going to go up. It's like, hey, somebody's asking about Decrosia. What the hell? And it'll be one of those cases where, like, you kind of see it coming. It's like, oh, shit, okay, I asked the wrong people kind of thing. And you're able to kind of skirt back out of town. You're going to get an edge point. But also the awareness.
Okay.
Awareness is going to go up 1. Right now, you guys are at 1 awareness. What you do find out is a lot of comings and goings. Like you're able to kind of figure out through the day, essentially, like when shift changes are between like morning and night kind of thing. So you've got that information. All the work tends to go into a couple of the factories. Especially 2 of the bigger factories have really been retooled. Apparently, Decrosia's kind of pissed that another supplier's not meeting, or not up to snuff, so she's going to try to pick up the slack on her own. Say that'll take you about 6:30 at night. Okay. But you are able to kind of figure out, it's like, okay, well, these are the other 2 factories out of like the, probably we'll say like 4 major factories. She kind of stays in 1. You're not quite sure which one, but you know it's not these other 2. So you're down to like factories 3 and 4. You've narrowed it down to she's probably in one of those 2 factories.
Well, that's useful.
So, are those ones that are near the graveyard or farther away from the graveyard? That was narrowed down to.
Without a city map, I can't necessarily say. It's one of those, like, he knows roughly, like, he knows which factories they are, and pretty much how to get there and when shift changes are.
Okay.
Pretty sure he could sneak in there, but again, you don't know which specifically. It's like you've narrowed the choices down by 50%. You still have multiple choices.
Okay, I'm just saying that doesn't narrow it down if we were safe to go to the graveyard.
Oh yeah, you can still kind of go around the town to get to the graveyard. Yeah.
Okay. I'm wondering if we should kind of do it like around shift change where where we know there's not as many people around. Try to get to the graveyard. We have an idea of movement, or is it always just kind of active stuff getting moved around in the town?
With really no meaningful population of quick anymore, it pretty much runs 24/7 dead or undead.
So, do the undead have housing?
Yeah, they still have the housing they had when they were quick. I would say also with Savast's information, like there seems to be almost like a level of loyalty to this woman. He'll figure out her name is Decrosia, but yeah, they're amongst the dead. There seems to be a loyalty to her.
That started wondering if it's a forced loyalty.
It seems to be almost fanaticism.
And do we get any sense of why that is? Like, is it she employs them, that she manipulates them? Like, can we get a sense of whether it's a positive or a negative kind of thing?
I can't. With his check, I'm gonna say you probably can't necessarily figure out or deduce whether that's like a forced or earned. But
Okay.
he had a regular failure, but it was close, so I gave you guys a bunch.
Okay.
But I had the regular failure.
Mhm.
Okay.
Do you guys want to go check out the cemetery?
Yeah, sure.
Why not?
So this cemetery. Oh, I do have a map for this one. Okay. I don't know what the map looks like. Let's see. So Pagked Cemetery is surrounded by this rusted metal fence. It's got this tall gate that's pretty much fallen off of its hinges. Inside, the hard ground's kind of broken up by this dry grass and brown weeds. There's countless graves. Most of them are just empty holes. There's a pair of stone monuments towards the back of the graveyard depicting a young couple in wedding clothes. Which I don't see on the map. Yeah, interesting. Let's say it's over here. Yeah, that'll work.
So you said they're mostly empty graves around here?
Most of the graves have been dug open and empty. It wouldn't take much. I wouldn't even have you make a seal check. It looks like these have all been dug up within the last few weeks. You'd probably even find a few dug up this just today.
Like they needed more workers?
Looking into these open graves, you would see. It looks like the bodies, or the caskets have been largely broken open from the outside, and the heads of whoever in most of these, the heads of the dead, are either missing or destroyed or like broken open.
Oh, so it's not like the bodies? Are the bodies gone?
Bodies are still there. Most of them.
What the hell are they doing? Oh, are they looking for brains, possibly?
Maybe.
Is this something a medicine check could figure out? Is this something like what would might have caused something like that?
It wouldn't take much to look at it. It looks like it was essentially blunt force. Like the heads that are intact, like these coffins were smashed open from the outside, and the heads were either forced open or forcibly removed.
So it doesn't look like they're resurrecting bodies. It looks like they're
No.
taking brains.
Not even a little bit.
Okay. Huh. Looks like somebody needs some brains.
I can hear you, and I know that. Thank you for pointing out the flaws.
Oh, Roger, you have plenty of brains.
I
Perhaps
really
you
don't.
should be scared. Oh, And now it occurs to me, perhaps that's what the driver.
What?
Is it possible the driver was warning us because we still have brains? Like, that's why there's no quick?
Do you say that out loud?
Yeah, that's what I say that to Roger. Like, after his
fine.
joke about, oh, I know it's me, it just occurs to me like, oh, is that what he meant?
Somewhere behind you, you're gonna hear. No, it's not.
Oh dear.
He meant
That
you would
was
have been poisoned.
And then they say roll for initiative.
Oh, well, glad to know that. Hello.
And I imagine there's a little bit of like, oh shit, who the hell's that?
Oh,
Uh,
I'm sorry. I didn't realize we were disturbing anyone.
This guy is gonna step out from behind essentially this statue.
That
was in
is
the
just
middle.
undead
Oh.
husk.
So
That's
glad that
an
we
image.
have Ebenezer Scrooge to join us.
Yeah.
No, he wasn't. Likely he was referring to the water and the air.
The air.
Toxic. A little bit. Well, for most quick. You must not have been in town for very long yet.
Oh, no, we just arrived. Would you mind telling us what happened with the folks here? And I'll just sort of vaguely wave at the chopped up body.
The Croja happened. But not here. Come with me. And he's going to start leading you essentially out over to kind of across the river. He's got a little 2-story he's going to lead you to.
Okay.
It's too open here. Too many ears, eyes.
Well, you know what they say about going to a second location. And I'll follow it.
Stab, stab, stab. No. So he'll lead you over to, essentially, he's got like, basically his private residence. Basically, right down along that river, and as you get down towards that river, you can smell just. I take for granted that I grew up on a really bad lake, and like that smell of fish and muck.
That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my lake. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm. And if you go anywhere else, you're like, oh, it's not supposed to smell like that? Oh.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
there's
have a paper plant in the town I grew up in, and there were days.
exactly.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Yep.
There is that smell as you get anywhere near this river. You can smell just like the poison and death. And he'll get inside, and he'll kind of like look back outside as you guys are coming in, and close the doors all down, close the windows, and you get just kind of this sense like, okay, not fresh air, but not poisoned air, less poisoned air. We'll go with that, less poisoned air.
And he appears to be what, a zombie of some kind?
Oh, he's very much some type of zombie. Yeah.
Okay.
With the long fingers, I mean, maybe a ghoul.
Okay.
Hold on.
Holding.
Sorry, I was telling Katie to hold on. She's trying to talk to me, and I was trying to mute.
Oh, okay. Give me. Let's see. Do we have? Ooh, there we go. If you have any type of zombie lore or religion, give me those for like a recall knowledge.
Okay. I'll do religion because I don't
Sure.
think I have any
I'll do the zombie.
any zombie
It's like put 'em in
particular
your
thing.
sheet.
Whoop. Like. Oh. Why is my recall knowledge so shitty? Huh.
Did you roll it?
No, but it says it's a -1.
Yeah, it's like for some reason it's not taking into account like what recall knowledge is. I actually had to go to my
Oh
character
yeah,
sheet
yeah, it's fine.
because for some reason it's
Okay.
picking your worst one apparently.
Yeah, my recall knowledge is at
Oh.
-1, 2 in the exploration for whatever reason.
I'm selected. Why is it not letting me?
I see it. Oh, it's because
okay.
it's the macro.
Oh,
It just
you have
shows it to me.
choose the-
Yeah.
Okay.
Savath faints.
Yeah.
I didn't even click that.
I don't know. Oh, it's probably on your macro bar. Yeah, I don't know why it's showing that as -1. That's weird.
Oh no, I think I missed hitting the exploration bar and hit faint because it's at the top.
That would do it.
Yep.
Okay. So, Killian will know with his zombie lore.
Yay.
Oh, let's see. This guy looks to be. This guy looks to be a Virulac necromancer. It's a very specific type of undead. Obviously, undead, unholy. They're in general, Virulec zombies are uncommon. Virulec necromancers are rare. Let's see here. Whenever a creature dies from poisoning, it sometimes can rise as a Virulec, an undead being infused with lethal venom.
No.
Most Virulecs are solitary creatures with memories of an excruciating death.
Oh dear.
Yeah.
That'd
So
be
like
horrible.
yeah. It's a slow, painful death, and they are fully conscious the whole time. Occasionally, a mass poisoning produces numerous simultaneous fatalities, increasing the chance of many Virulecs arising at once, working together in a dangerous mob. Entire villages might rise as Virulecs when forced to subsist on food that's been so spoiled it becomes toxic, or from an intentional scheme to poison the settlement. Virulecs retain the intelligence and memory they had in life, but their agonizing death by poison transforms them into bitter mockeries of their former selves. Poison seeps from their fingertips and solidifies into hard claws. They're known for a cynical and ironic sense of humor. They delight in poisoning the good spirits and reputations of those around them. dealing psychological blows that mirror the venom in their bodies. Anything you want? You get one question. What would you like to know? They are undead. They are unholy. No other notable tags for Virulix as a whole or necromancers.
Are they deceptive creatures?
Deceptive as like skill wise?
Like, as in, are they known to be deceiving?
Not
Like, to
particularly.
lying to us?
No, not particularly.
Okay.
They're not skilled in perception. Or not perception, in deception. Sorry.
Okay.
Alright. Yeah. Yeah,
So
this guy
Julian
looks to
was
be
kinda-
this guy looks to be a Virulix, specifically a necromancer. A level 7. Necromancers are level 7, regular Virulix are 3.
So this kind of say, I see you would have no love lost for what's happened here. Very rare.
Yeah. To the rest of the people in town. We're not so rare here. The crows just made sure of that.
Oh, so you were intentional.
Not by my own choice, but yes. It's my thought that it was intentional. She wasn't happy with the workforce. Wanted greater productivity.
So if you don't mind me asking, what makes you... Are you against her? Or are you with her?
I would much rather see her gone from this town. Her head put on a spike. A great many members of the consortium have been converted against their will. I have no love for the Quake, but they still have a choice.
And the consortium is the Carters?
Yeah.
Thing? Okay. And how does that relate to the graves that we saw where we met you? Is she
Harvesting.
she is harvesting brains then?
Yeah. Needs them for material. Brain grit.
That seems rather short-sighted. I mean, once it's gone here, then what is she going to do?
That's what concerns me. I don't know.
Like, how does she keeping a supply if there's no quick left to salvage from? Wouldn't that be the main source of brains?
Bringing in bodies from all over the region. Slaves, yeah, corpses, anything she can get.
Ah, so she's transporting them in.
It's my thought. Yes.
And what is her ultimate goal? I mean, the products we saw leaving the city were quite toxic looking. So what is she hoping to accomplish?
She wants to make this town a economic and industrial powerhouse again. She imports firearms from Alkenstar, both to armor followers and resell as products from her own factories. It's a sure way to increase profits. Strangely, she ships out inert ingredients, brain grit and the like, to someone down in Axonwood and a lawyer down in Sallow Shore. I once saw a shipment going to a woman named Nethnelma over in Iled. Necromancy school over there, I believe. I know Nethnelma pays the bills for all of them. Guessing she's in charge of things.
Is that a name we've heard before?
That's a new name.
Huh.
So, what's the general timeline of this poisoning taking effect of being here?
Oh, as far as like how long it's been going on here?
Yeah. Well, no, like how long
or how long do we have?
Yeah, how long do we have before the poison takes effect?
As long as you drink your own water, eat your own food, you should be fine for a few weeks.
Well,
How much food did we bring for those of you that
I was
need
going to
jump
say, I
around?
don't think we brought food or water.
The air is toxic, but it mostly causes lung damage. Won't be happy with it. Difficult to breathe. You'll be fine. Points to Roger.
Yeah, but funnily enough, I do actually give a shit about my colleagues.
Does healing, magical healing, do anything to repair the damage that's done? And I'm just asking, like, as a practical thing, like, can I actually heal us back from damage that we might sustain from?
Oh yeah, just from like the air and stuff. As long as you don't eat or drink anything locally, you should be able to recover. Natural or magical means, yes. It's largely not an airborne toxin.
Would covering their mouths with something help? Like, you know, when it's smoky, you can put like a, I don't know, a cloth or something over your face. Would that help?
And delay symptoms, perhaps. But it would also give you a ways not local, very obviously quick.
Well, I suspect that perhaps we should just get our business done as quickly as possible. Maybe that's the upshot. Are there others who think as you do that she's not the best person to lead the future of this city?
There are some. None that I would trust with leadership. Save myself.
How many could be trusted to help remove her from power?
None.
What hold does she have? It appears that her that she engenders loyalty. I'm not quite sure what to call it.
Well, any that try to stand against her are cut down and turned into raw materials.
Ah,
Hard to establish a resistance when there's no one left to resist.
Indeed.
Those that remain are rewarded well, turning in their neighbors.
So she just keeps selecting for loyalty and pruning the rest.
And he'll kind of point to you. Exactly. The most loyal get the best bonuses, the best meals, the best shifts.
Oh, what does that mean for you? Since you mentioned out there are eyes and ears everywhere.
She can't act against me directly. I'm the representative for the Carter's Consortium.
And what do the Carters outside of this city think? Clearly, I mean, you're making money. She needs to ship items all over. So, how do they think about this?
As long as it remains productive and profits up, men are still at work, it largely goes unchecked.
So nobody cares what's being productive, just
That
that
it's
there's money
productive.
flowing.
Yes.
This is a puzzle indeed. Just FYI, Trav, I'm gonna have to drop off at 7. So
We'll finish this scene up, and that'll be a good spot for today.
Okay.
You bring me your head, I'll reward you handsomely. And he's gonna kind of twist this ring on his finger. It looks like a skeletal snake kind of eating its own tail.
Oh, like an Ouroboros?
A little bit, yeah.
So if we wanted to move through the city, is there any way we could get through being unnoticed? What's the best route we're going to be able to take? Are there sewer systems or anything? Unless I want to be in the water, but...
You should be able to make it through the streets. I'll write up a schedule of shift changes, spots to avoid. I'll get you there as safely as possible.
And regarding her, do you have any advice that might give us an advantage or any weaknesses that she might have that we could take advantage of?
Let me see here. She does carry a rather large, potent rifle. An arquebus, I believe. It's quite powerful, but it does require time to reload. Hit fast, hit hard. She's a hag. Cold iron works fairly well, from what I understand. She said it all removed from the region, anywhere within an hour of town.
Good thing we brought our own.
Essentially, she has weakness cold iron 10.
Nice.
She's also got a couple of weapons, firearms, an arquebus rifle, and a pistol.
Okay.
Neither of which you want to get hit with. Because, whew.
And what are the, just out of character, what are the Pathfinder rules about, like, melee and distance weapons like that? Like
if
Roger
Roger's
gets up
within
next to her.
range, yeah, if Roger's within range, he gets an opportunity attack. If basically, if it has a manipulation action trait, he can smack the shit out of her if he's up close.
So while she's reloading and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Good to know. And I assume that we can't look for any assistance from the people around her, but will they engage us? Are they that loyal?
They might ask the wrong questions, ask the wrong people.
Okay.
Here, one moment. And he's going to go to, essentially like a wardrobe. He's got this larger armoire kind of off to one side. This might help. It might fit some of you, or one of you. And he's going to give you guys a set of ghoul hide armor. It's on the party sheet. It's +3 AC, 5 dex cap, medium armor. Does it have a strength requirement? I don't think it does.
That's not my
strength. You have to have at least a 14 strength, +2 strength.
Oh.
Otherwise, you take a -2 penalty to any of your athletics or acrobatics. It's basically, it's a souped up hide armor.
So it's got to be proficient with medium armor too.
Mm-hmm.
Yep,
I mean,
that is here.
that's kind of my thing, is medium armor, isn't it?
I think yours is light. Let me look. Yeah, you're light armor.
Oh.
I'm willing to
Yeah, it's
bet.
not for
Let me
me.
look. Roger can do basically all armors. What about Killian?
I'm
Light armor. Yep. I think everyone else is light armor or unarmored. Yep, light or unarmored. This is basically
Right.
perfect for Roger.
I was going to say, is this, I think, hey, Roger, you could get extra skin. Nice.
I'm always pro extra skin. Especially when it's not mine.
So, Ghoulhide armor. It's a basically what it is. It's uncommon. It is it's a suit of +1 hide armor. So you get a +1 item bonus to saving throws against disease, paralysis. It makes you immune to ghoul paralysis.
And that's pretty sweet.
Yeah. It's got a higher dex bonus, so you can keep adding to your dex now, and it'll still keep bumping up.
Nice.
You have the strength to wear it, so you don't take the check penalty.
Nice.
You don't have the elf trait, so you don't have to worry about that. if you get a resilient rune on this thing, that saving bonus against disease and paralysis increases by 1 up to a maximum of 4. And just putting this suit on increases your AC by 1.
Covered me.
Yeah.
So, does anyone want me old skin armor?
I think it's the same case. No one else can really utilize it.
Yeah,
I mean,
Yeah.
they can all. Anyone can wear any type of armor, but like your spellcasters have difficulties. It doesn't give the same AC bonus to like Savath if he puts it on. He'll get a +3, but he'll lose out like his proficiency bonus. So he would actually go down 5.
Fair.
That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah. With hide armor, you have an AC of 14. With leather armor, you have an AC of 22.
Yeah, I'll stick with my leather.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Roger will chuck it in the cauldron and then just be like, well, that's one to potentially break down later.
I thought it was in the cauldron bag.
The walking cauldron that
Oh, okay.
also known as the party loot box. Also known as Rodolph's Eggman bucket.
And no one uses it. And he'll kind of like look around to the group. It's like, well, none of you wear a shield, so.
Roger wears a shield. Roger's got a shield.
Yeah, but do you actually even wear a shield? Or... Yeah, you do have a shield.
I have my shield.
Uh-huh.
If I ever want to start being shieldy again, I could. I got the potential. I still have skills related to my shield.
Mhm.
How was I supposed to know I was going to get a badass scythe level at first session?
Like, first session, it's like, oh, scratch.
How the fuck did
all
I
of
know that
that.
I was going to get animal handling?
Yeah.
Spot on.
Forget all of that. Okay.
I picked up the weapon and went, oh yes, this is my entire personality now.
I would say if anyone had a shield, he also has a spell guard shield to give you guys. But
Yeah, no, I just use the shield spell when I can.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm. All right. Yeah. Otherwise, he'll pay you guys 250 gold if you bring him her head.
Sweet.
250 gold and a ring of wizardry. Type 1. It basically gives you an extra spell slot. No,
Nice.
2 extra first level arcane spell slots. Ow.
Ooh,
Okay.
am I gonna have to wrestle Rodolph for
All of
that?
it exclusively for arcane spells.
Let me see. Ring of Wizardry is arcane invested. While wearing the Ring of Wizardry, you gain +1 to Arcana bonuses and have 2 additional first level arcane spell slots each day.
So you have to be an arcane caster for the sake of the.
Yeah, to get the bonus spell slot you do. Yeah.
Well, but you might be able
Is there,
to.
is there an occult version
Yeah,
of that? I don't know.
I was gonna say, can you take not an archetype, that thing that's not an archetype? Do I mean archetype?
Mm-hmm. Archetype.
Yes. To be able to cast arcane spells.
You could multi-class, yeah.
Yeah, so I've got enough multi-class going on, so I'm not doing arcane, but and Rodolph is a cult, right?
No,
Mm-mm.
all arcane.
Oh.
Yeah,
Rodolph's
Rodolph is an arcane witch. He's
So that would
unique.
actually work really good for them.
Uh-huh.
Cool. Boy, I'm glad we met this guy.
Yeah. And you haven't even
Does
asked
he
him
know
his
where I
name.
can get a gun?
Oh,
Here, sir, what is your name?
I abandoned my name. You
I
can call me the
abandoned my name. I'm Roger.
You can call me the Shroud.
Nice.
I killed it and buried it.
Which grave? Genuine question. Don't want to dead name you. Just
Unfortunately, I'm not at liberty to say.
Right.
Savath, you would recognize that.
What?
This guy's a worshipper of Norberger. Norgerber.
Ah,
Kind of
awesome.
the patron deity of secrets and sneakery.
Ah.
Yeah, no, that's why I'm a Norgerber elitist. Can I somehow like build rapport with this guy through like the fact that we both pray to the same deity, or
That's when I was like, if you were to bring it up, it could go. It would definitely have some type of impact. Yeah.
I mean, do you guys think I should?
Couldn't hurt.
He's being perfect. He's being purposely vague on the impact.
That'd be a good opportunity to bring it up.
Oh, let's see here. I'll mention to him that I recognize that the game recognizes game, and like start see if I can hint in conversation about that and see what he says to that.
Well, a fellow worshipper. It's not often we can identify each other. Yeah, it'll basically bump like whatever friendliness he had will kind of go up a level.
Okay.
He's definitely more likely, yeah. Like if he was holding anything back, like he would absolutely share it with you.
Okay. Cool. So we've got our faction level has risen with this dude a little bit based
Oh,
because of me,
absolutely.
even though he's already kind of told us everything.
One of the bridges, if you do go to cross the river, did you see the bridges from outside of town?
I'd say probably so.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah, like one was completely collapsed, one looked like it was kind of bolted together with hopes and prayers for repairs. Yeah. You could potentially use that as an exit, rig it to collapse behind you, kind of thing.
Okay, I can do that.
Regardless, once you do get into her factory, word will spread quickly. You will likely have a fight to escape. I wouldn't stick in town for too long afterwards.
So speaking of factory, which one could we find her in? Do you know, or does she change it up?
She does move periodically, but... And he'll kind of go to the window. She should be in that one tomorrow.
In that one, how far is that away from the cemetery?
Like now you guys are kind of like down towards the river. It's like, yeah, he'll be able to point it out to you, and you can get to it. It would on a casual stroll, like at a decent pace, you could probably be there in half hour to an hour.
Does since he's friendly and whatnot, can he tell us if there's any stores that would have any gear that would be useful for us here before we go into there? Like, is there some like I know the like I don't want to keep banging the gum drum, but like I feel like if we had some more equipment for specialized for this, kind of like what we did with the water
Right.
breathing for the last place, et cetera, before we go in, might be helpful.
Thankfully, most of the stuff you need here is brute force. With so many of you still being quick, I don't know that there's anywhere in town I would recommend. not where you want to stay quick.
So
Gotcha.
So when we do get to her, are we gonna have time to come back and see you, or think we'll have just enough time to have to get out after that?
If you get back here, we will. I will have transport ready for you.
Okay.
To where?
Out of town.
Let's see,
Okay.
anywhere but here.
Anywhere but here. Yeah, okay.
I do still kind of want to try and get a gun.
It's still hers.
You will have a chance, just not from a store.
Okay.
Yeah, this is like, it's great. Yay, guns. Oh, everyone here wants to kill us. I don't think the shops are going to be too friendly.
What if we give you money? Can you get one for us? Can you go shopping for us real quick?
All right. Yeah. Otherwise, I think it's a good spot to stop.